Welcome back, everyone. As a majority of you guys know, iOS 14.1 just came out today, so let's go and take a look at it on the iPhone 8 Plus. Now, a couple things have changed. Unfortunately, I was not able to go and actually screenshot the size of it, but it was pretty much around 300 megabytes around all my devices, including my iPhone 8 Plus. I think it was like 390 megabytes. So if you're installing it on your 8 Plus, make sure you have that good amount of storage saved. You don't want to, update if you have like 100 megabytes left on your device. But if you have an iPhone 8 Plus, you got 64 gigs of base storage, so you're probably good. Now, this update brought a lot of bug fixes, and pretty much, there was a random glitch that I just found that was really funny that other people found. I'm just reiterating it. That within the calculator app, apparently if you type in 0 before, it pretty much had a bunch of errors, which was really funny, or when type in 0. So that's actually probably the funniest glitch I've ever heard. I don't know why that would happen, but they fixed it with iOS 14.1, which was pretty important. Now, another slight issue with the widgets, there were a bunch of problems with widgets before, and they addressed two different problems, potentially more. Basically, if you went and dragged around those widgets on your device, sometimes if you went page to page, it would actually delete those apps, and it wouldn't delete them, it would just put them in the app library. But now with iOS 14.1, it actually fixed it, which is really cool. Now, and some other bug fixes, there were changes in the file in the Files app. So I think it was connecting to the cloud storage or whatever. That is now fixed. Within the Mail app, there were some issues. There's always issues in the Mail app, and they should just put that in the App Store, because I don't know why they're still updating it through every update. They should just update it through the App Store, in my opinion. But that is eventually fixed now too for certain issues. The Watch app got a little bit of an update. Some music issues when you were downloading your music, that ended up being fixed now too. So there were a lot of bug fixes in this specific update. So it's not just, a UI refresh. There's no big changes. There's just a bunch of bug fixes. So that pretty much covers that. I did run a benchmark, and as you can see, I had the single core score of 926 and a multi-core score of 1915. And those are pretty expected scores, I think. Looking at the previous one, pretty much around the same, 918 single core score, 1228 as my multi-core score, and it actually went up a little bit, actually a lot for my multi-core score. I don't know why that happened. That's actually really funny, but it matches, it's actually higher than even the score I had before on iOS 14. This may have been the first couple betas, so it definitely went up. I'm really happy about that. So to kind of answer the question, should you update your iPhone 8 Plus to iOS 14.1? Well, the best way I can tell you is that if you're on iOS 14 right now, like I've stated before, going to iOS 14.1 may be a good way to go for now, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should just go to iOS 14.1 if you're on any version of iOS on your 8 Plus. What I mean by that is basically with your iPhone 8 Plus, if you're on iOS 13, it may still be a more stable version of software to be on than going to iOS 14.1, in my opinion. I still think that iOS 13.7 is a more stable version of software to be on, and if you go to iOS, 13.7 or 13.6, that's going to get you a better experience, in my opinion, in terms of performance, stability, and battery life. But iOS 14.1 so far is the most stable version of iOS right now in terms of the 14 update. So if you have to go to iOS 14 and you're already on iOS 14, then updating to iOS 14.1 is the best way to go, like I stated. But if you're on iOS 13, I'd probably recommend staying there until a couple more versions of iOS come out for iOS 14. Apple is obviously not making any more iOS 13 updates, and I think 13.7 was a pretty good place to end at. And if you're there, consider yourself lucky. But if you want to go up to 14, I think 14.1 is a pretty stable version of iOS so far. So that really pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.